there are certain things that are of the utmost importance to you. Now, these are the things that I have called the pivotals of a professional screenplay or the pivotals of a professional script. Having a sound knowledge of these things is a plus to you as a scriptwriter. You're welcome to the channel. My name is Moita, and if this is your first time on the channel, I am so excited to welcome you to the channel. Please, I'd like to beseech you to subscribe to the channel. You may also want to share the link with other people who might find this really instrumental. Today, I'm going to be talking about the pivotals of a professional script or the pivotals of a professional screenplay. Why do we even need to bother ourselves as scriptwriters about the pivotals of a professional screenplay or the pivotals of a professional script? First of all, you need to understand that these are the things that will endear and engender interest in the minds of the audience as well as the readers of your script. It will also help to sustain the depth and the validity and the strength of the story from beginning to end. So it is very important that as a scriptwriter, as a professional scriptwriter, you pay very keen attention to this thing. So what are the pivotals of a professional script, or what are the pivotals of a professional screenplay? Let's do this together. So the first thing I want to talk about is your story title. Your story title is very powerful. Your story title is very, very important to your script. The power and the essence of your titles cannot be overemphasized. Because first of all, you need to understand that your titles are the keys that grant your audience or the reader of your script access into the story or denies them. Nobody wants to read a script that the title is already bad. The basic assumption is the fact that if a story has a boring title, then the script or the story itself would be a total bore. So nobody wants to waste their time reading a script or seeing a film that has a very boring title. So you need to be you need to be particularly intentional about your titles, because your titles are very, very powerful. Your titles are very, very important. Now, let's get deeper into this. The first thing that you have to think about, you have to ponder about as you try to brainstorm on your story title is the fact that your title has to be very suspenseful but never predictable. Your title has to carry with it the power of suspense that wants to make the reader of your script dig deeper into the script, open the script, just explore the script. But the title should never be predictable. If not, it will bore the audience or the reader. They don't want to see it if they already can predict it. They don't want to read it if they already can predict it. So it's very important. Another thing that you should have in mind is the fact that your titles keep it short. Keep it as short as possible. Now, there is a clause actually, because we have movies that had long titles and they were very, very interesting. So the idea is, if your titles have to be long, then you have to maintain still the first thing I have talked about. You have to maintain the suspense. The suspense has to be deep, it has to be strong, it has to be palpable. If your title has to be stretchy, if your title has to be long, then you have to still maintain that suspense in it. Yeah, because in the many words, in the many letters that form your long title, there could be some windows that open up the heart of the story to the audience. You don't want that. So keep it short, but if it has to be long, then maintain these things I have talked about. Another thing you need to have in mind while trying to brainstorm on titles is the fact that your title should be able to sell the story but not sell out the story. Now, what does this mean? This simply means that the title of your story has to be able to buy the heart of the reader or the audience, the heart of the audience when it is a film, the heart of the reader when the script is still on paper. So your title has to be so powerful, so intriguing, so endearing, so much so that it buys the heart of the audience or the heart of the reader, that they either want to see the film or they want to read the script. So keep it very, very suspenseful. That's the entire essence of titles. Titles are meant to be endearers. Titles are meant to be captivators. They should captivate the heart of the audience but not sell out the story. You don't want to lose the baby with the bathwater. So keep it very suspenseful. Keep the title to be so, oh my God, out of this world. Man, this title is captivating. I need to see this film. Or they pick up a script. This title is good. Let's read the script already. That's the idea of titles. Titles are the keys into your script. It grants the audience or the reader access into the story, or it denies them. Why does it deny them? Because the title is boring. And nobody wants to spend their time or waste their time on boring stuff. I don't want to do that. I'm sure you don't want to do that too. One of my previous videos talks about dialogue development, so you may want to refer to that video to understand what I'm going to be talking about now, because I might really not be talking about this in full, since we already have a video that touches the subject. So for the purpose of this, the dialogue of your characters are very, very important. The nuances that go on, the chemistry between your characters in the story, you need to have mastery over the dialogue of your characters in the story. I don't want to say too much, so refer to the old video and you get to understand more on dialogue development and how dialogue works. Show the audience, do not tell the audience. Increasingly, there's been this trend in movies, in films, and I think it begins with the scriptwriter, who only gets to tell the audience what's happening or what had happened or what is going to happen without showing the audience. Yeah, I know for budget reasons, those things sometimes are given real thoughts to, but then again, it's important. That's why it's drama. For instance, you can't be writing a story or a script that has to do with court cases, but we never get to show up in a courthouse. You have a story that talks about the church, the pastor, his congregation, and we never get to see a church. We only get to see the pastor in their office. We only get to see the pastor coming back from church, or his wife, his children, going to church. We never get to see a church building. It's really important. Yeah, budget might not really agree with this, especially for low budget films, but then again, it is important. Those details are very important in storytelling. But increasingly, we are beginning to ride away from the facts. We're beginning to ride away from the most important details. How are you telling us about a prison and we're not seeing the prison? You're telling us that this person spent 21 years in prison, but we never got to see the person in prison. How is that possible? Show us, don't tell us. And please, scriptwriter, take this to heart. It's important that you put it on the script. Yeah, I know sometimes you put it on the script as a scriptwriter, but the people who are shooting the script are saying, I beg, where the money to go do prison, where the money to go do church, where the money to go. Yeah, we hear that a lot, but let it be on the script intentionally. Let it be on record that the scriptwriter had that we had a prison in this story, but for budget's sake, right? For budget's sake, it was removed. Another thing I want to talk about as one of the pivotals of a professional screenplay or a professional script is plot twists. Oh my God, we cannot do without a plot twist in script writing. Your plot twist is very important. You need to be intentional about your plot twist. Now, again, there is a video I made, right, on plot twist, so you may need to refer to that so you can learn about plot twist and how it works. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, which I need you to wrap your head around as it touches the pivotals of a professional script or the pivotals of a professional screenplay, is suspense. Remember, when I was talking about titles, I dwelled on this a lot. I don't know how people write scripts or tell stories without suspense. Listen, for me as a scriptwriter, your suspense doesn't have to wait to a certain degree in the story. No, it begins from scene one. Storytelling is a journey, and as the journey proceeds, as the journey progresses, people need to feel it. The most powerful thing that keeps that going is suspense. So the suspense has to build scene by scene, scene by scene, scene by scene, right? So the plot twist is leaving vestiges of suspenses here and there, right? It all begins with leaving every scene intentionally rooted in suspense. I'm going to take avalanche time to talk about suspense in details, because you can't be a scriptwriter without good suspense. Suspense is the spine of the story. So today I was just talking about the pivotals of a professional script or the pivotals of a professional screenplay. If this is your first time on the channel, I heartily welcome you to this channel, and I beseech you to subscribe to the channel, and please, you may want to pass the link across to other people who might find this very instrumental. All I do on this channel is to talk with you about professional script writing. My name is Umoita, and I'm so excited you could see this video to this point. I really look forward to seeing you in my next video. For now, bye-bye.